And a jolly good afternoon from a quite bright and sunny Luton here in Bedfordshire. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I like to just have a little wander around various places, towns, here, there and everywhere, and just have a look what they're really like. And as you know, Luton has gathered a bit of a bad reputation over the years. It's not been a particularly pleasant place to live. I would actually disagree with that. I think it's okay. There are bits that are a little bit rough around the edges, bits that could be improved, and some really nice bits. I'm just stood here on the junction of the A505 road, which kind of edges its way around the centre of Luton. You can go between Hitchin and Dunstable via Luton on that road, and Telford Way, which in effect is the A6, or part of the A6, or becomes the A6, just down there heading off towards Bedford. And I just noticed on the street lighting lampposts some signs that the local that have been put up, just highlighting some of the interesting features you've got here in Luton. I mean, not to mention, of course, there is the airport, there is the Premier League football team, very close to the motorway, Main Line railway station with services north and south. It mentions here, global flavours, discover food from around the world. Well, that's very true. There's a diverse population here in Luton, and a diverse community, and lots of food choices because of that. And just over there's another one that's saying the stage is set. The stage will bring new home shops and community spaces to all our town centre. Step forward with Luton. On the other side of that sign, it says it's home to the... Actually, I'm just going to have to go back and read it because I just want to get the wording correct. And this surprised me, so I'm going to have to look out for this too. That there, incidentally, is the guided busway, which used to take trains towards Dunstable, but now it's buses. It said Luton, world famous, home to one of the best jazz clubs in the world. Hashtag Luton's moment. Step forward Luton. So check that out if you like jazz. Maybe come here for one of the world's best jazz clubs. I've got absolutely no idea what the name of the jazz club is, or indeed where it is. Maybe I will bump into it at some point, or walk past it at least. So I'm just going to head and have a little walk today around the area known as Bury Park, which is certainly one of the most diverse in terms of population, demographic and ethnic diversity. So it's also home to Luton Town Football Club, so I'll just take a little stroll around there today. If you've ever come to watch a football match here at Luton, you will certainly have been to this part of the town. And one of the other signs here, 1.7 billion town centre regeneration with the new football stadium, shops, restaurants and green spaces. It's kind of underway, although the area where the football ground is going to go, called Power Court, is still what you might call being landscaped, or big piles of rubble, and part of it is still a car park. So obviously it's a slow process, but they're getting there. And having looked at the plans for what they hope to have there alongside the football stadium, along with cafes, bars and restaurants and so on, it looks to be a very interesting project. How many years it will be before it's completed, I have no idea. So now just on Dunstable Road, entering the area of Luton called Bury Park. Some very interesting stores and shops actually along this road. There is a Sainsbury's and one or two other well-known shops, but on the whole it's privately run businesses continue in this general direction and then bear off to the right. Once you've walked through the Berry Park area, you'll eventually come to Leagrave, and the second of the 3 railway stations in this town. The third one being Luton Airport Parkway. Right, the Cavalry Church of God in Christ. That's been there a long time now. Quite clearly used to be a cinema. Anybody remember what cinema that was back in the day? I can't. So there is a massive array of different eating establishments along this little bit of the road, mostly Asian. And I would suggest, I have actually been for a meal down here at one of these Indian restaurants, and it was absolutely fantastic. I cannot remember for the life of me which one, or indeed if it's still there now. It may be, it may be not. If I spot it, I will probably recognise it, but I think it's another of those areas where you need to go online and find out what your best option is, because of course there will be some that are better than others. Many years ago when I worked at Luton Airport, I worked with a few Asian lads that lived down in this general part of the town, and they knew the best ones to go to for takeaways and or sit-in meals. And I had a few takeaways from down here at their recommendation, and it was fantastic, even if they did use their local language and knowledge to ensure I got the hottest chilli sauce on my food, which I didn't necessarily want, but they did find it amusing when steam came out of my ears on a couple of occasions. But it's all good fun. I have to say the prices of the fruit and veg in the stalls here are pretty reasonable. 3 pomegranates for £1. That sounds quite good to me. Anyone care to comment on that? It is actually a Sunday morning. It's just before 11 now. As you know, Sunday trading lords for shops. I think are limited to 6 for big shops. I'm not too sure for smaller and convenience stores and that sort of thing, but these shops have clearly been open for long before 10 o'clock this morning, and will probably stay open long after 4 and 5 this afternoon. I'm not sure if what the laws and the rules are in various shops, but this certainly would be an area I'd head to on a Sunday at more or less any time of the night and day if there was something I suddenly needed, because it's pretty certain you will find something open that will meet your requirements. I was looking plums there. I have to say I am a big fan of plums, and it's oh yeah, I remember this shop. Fantastic sweet. If you've got a very sweet tooth, that's a shop to head to for sure. Very, very sweet tooth. Pharmacy's closed though, as I'd actually expect on a Sunday. It's coming towards the end of the main throng of the Berry Park shopping area. It's going to cross over the road now. And just head up towards the, well, probably can be classed as world famous Luton Town, Kenilworth Road football ground here in Luton, as games from this stadium at the moment will be being beamed around the world on Premier League football channels in all countries. and some very big name football players and football teams that will be coming to play at this ground this season. I hope that Luton stay in the Premier League. They're showing signs of being able to do so at the moment, so hopefully that will be the case and they can crack on and get their new stadium built. But there'll be nothing ever to replace this old stadium up here. It might have all the new one may have all the bells and whistles and buzzers, but they'll never be able to replicate the atmosphere that you get in this old football ground. And that's the case for, I think you'll find if you ask most British football fans that go to games, nothing quite replaces the atmosphere from those old grounds. They might not look pretty, but they certainly had their own charm about them. There was absolutely no chance of the new stadium being built in time for the Premier League season. A certain amount of work has had to be done here to accommodate the requirements of the Premier League, including new floodlights, which I can see there look very new. They look new in a temporary sort of way, but I suppose that's what's happened, because it's only going to be a matter of a couple of seasons maybe that the new floodlights here are going to be required. So interesting. I don't think I've actually walked up this road towards the ground before. Turnstile 34. This was the side of the ground where the executive boxes were, and this set of steps and entrance just here is clearly quite new and something that's been brought in this year to facilitate the development that's gone on. I think I'll just take this route first down this way to a very interesting place, which I think most visiting football fans to this ground are quite, despite some of the chants that you hear from the terraces, I think most of the football supporters that come here are absolutely delighted to visit this ground and experience essentially going through what used to be terraced houses to get to the away part of the ground, to the away terrace or the away stand. And as you'll see, just normal terraced houses. To my left is the football ground, and it has actually been changed somewhat since I last came here. It's the oak stand where the visiting fans will go in. Domino's oak stand. History, made in Luton, 1885. Luton Town FC was born. 1985, Domino's UK was born. Not a huge fan of Domino's pizzas, but there we go, each to their own. And I'm thinking this is probably the other part of the oak stand where the home fans go. And you know, when you look at it there, the actual doors on it really is fantastic. I'm presuming that's how you get out at the end of the game, and the turnstile there to get you in. Absolutely fantastic. They don't make football grounds like this anymore, and they never ever will do. Never noticed this here before, actually, a ticket office. Maybe it's new, maybe it's not. Last time I saw a ticket office, it was a terrapin hut round the other side. This is Oak Road anyway, we're just walking round. The other side of the stadium, where the what you would call the main stand is. Numerous entrances around this side. and this is one side of the ground from a lot here that you cannot walk. You cannot walk completely around this ground. Like most grounds, you normally can walk around it, because you've got the A505 and the guided busway there. That used to be a railway line from Luton to Dunstable. Go back the other way now. Right, so I've walked back round in a clockwise direction, so I couldn't carry on anti-clockwise. And look at the Kenilworth Road entrance now for the Kenilworth Road stand, and also access, at least like when I last came here, access to the main stand from this end as well. This area is obviously absolutely bustling on a match day with food stands and programme sellers, so on and so forth. Ticket office, the one at this end, will be open for match day ticket collections. And there is the club shop, which is also closed today. Yeah. A little bit of work been done around here since I last looked. But I would say to you, if you're a football fan, a bit of a purist and like the old-fashioned style football grounds, and want to come to what really is a very famous football ground before it's bulldozed and the new one opens. Hopefully the new one will open before this gets bulldozed, and get yourself down here. I think getting a ticket at the moment is a bit of a problem, as Premier League football is being played here, but I'm sure if you look, there'll be some of the other teams that play here occasionally, such as perhaps the ladies team or the under 21s, and that's one way of getting in to have a look round, but nothing will quite beat the actual atmosphere of a first team football game. So spy your chance if you can take it, and enjoy. Right, heading back down the road now towards Bury Park again, the main Dunstable Road. Right, so here we are back on Dunstable Road in the heart of Bury Park, and these hustling and bustling shops on a Sunday. It's really quite lively down here today. I'm just going to take a little look around and grab something spicy to eat. So that's the end of this video really. Not really much else to see from now on in. It's very much a case of much the same as we saw before. So once again, thanks for watching. If you like these videos and you want to see some more stuff similar, or walks around places all around the UK and in other countries too, then subscribe and press the yellow button, the yellow bell, if you'd like to be notified when new stuff comes out. So from Luton, here in Bedfordshire, thanks for watching. I'll catch you all again. Cheers now, bye.